Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cherry Chat. I'm your host, Meg. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, everyone. So glad to see y'all here. I have a wonderful guest today. I am speaking to one of the stars of the Umbrella Academy. Season 3 is out now. Ritu Arya. She plays Lila, who we absolutely love. And it's been such a joy watching her character develop this season, and truly become part of the Umbrella Academy. So I'm so excited to chat with her today. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. I would love to know if y'all have been watching season 3 of the Umbrella Academy. It's so good. I know it just came out. It's just so fantastic. I mean, just from the first episode all the way till the end, it's been such a great season. I mean, every season's been incredible now that I think about it, but it just keeps getting better and better. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. Speaking to Ritu Arya today, who plays the incredibly complex and delightful and sassy Lila on the Umbrella Academy season 3. Very excited to chat with her today. Big fans of hers and her character. I mean, we were introduced to Lila last season, and we weren't really sure about her fate at the end of season 2, and now she's back in season 3, and her storyline is just so meaty and delightful, and it's just been such a joy watching her this season. Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host Meg, speaking with we have her. Okay, let's get her. Amazing. All right, I'm coming for you. It sounds like a little creepy, but you know. All right. Invite. My little Hello!
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I always get really excited when it works. When it just like we both join, it's like a joyous moment. You never know.
I know, I was literally like, how do you join an Insta Live?
Like, oh gosh, I know. I've done I feel like I've done perhaps 300 of these, and I still like sweat a little bit, like right before the joining happens. Oh my God, Ritu, how are you? It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm such a huge fan of your work.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I was just telling everyone before you joined, it's been so lovely watching Lila's character development this season. It's truly a joy. Oh gosh, I mean, I can only imagine as an actor, this is the kind of role that you dream of. It's so meaty. It seems so fun to play. She always keeps us on our toes. It's just been, like I said, such a joy to watch.
Yeah, she's very fun to play.
You know, physically, emotionally, it's a dream. Before we chat all about season 3, which is out now, so everyone's very excited. I know I binged it immediately. I want to take it back, and I want to know, was there a moment when that you remember first falling in love with the craft, with storytelling? Was it a movie you saw? Was it a play you were in? When did that connection happen?
Well, I think when I was younger, my mum would put on a lot of Bollywood films, and I just really fell in love with Shah Rukh Khan. Do you know? I mean, he's famous, but people like in America sometimes don't know him. He's like the superstar of Bollywood, in my opinion. And I completely fell in love with him. But also I was recently thinking there's an actress called Kajol that he would do all these movies with too. And I'm like, I feel like I was enamored by her too. So I'm wondering about if from now on I say the both of them, because I think together they were amazing. And so yeah, I just thought how do I become their friends?
Yeah. I feel like too, there's such a magical component to Bollywood that really just pulls you in and takes you to this whole new world that's like full of possibilities. And um, I was talking the other day with someone about like theater kind of doing that. It's like this energy exchange that happens where you are like, oh, I want to be part of that magic. Um, and yeah. Um, all right, let's talk about Lila, the Umbrella Academy.
Mm.
You've played her now for 2 seasons. Like I said, so much has happened. She's developed so much. With season 2 ending, we weren't really sure what her fate was. She's back in season 3, and she, is starting to belong to the Umbrella Academy and finding that family that she's always craved and wanted. What have you learned most about yourself as a person, as an actor, through playing Lila? What has she gifted you?
I'm just realizing the back of my screen is like a really messy bed.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
Not embarrassing.
Lila's taught me to clean up my room. No, you can't see it. I promise. It's all good.
Yeah, so you were saying Lila basically in seasons 1, 2, and 3. Well, sorry, my love.
No, it's okay. So I just would love to know, through your journey of playing her over these 2 seasons and being part of the series, what has she gifted you? What has she taught you most about yourself?
Oh my gosh, what has she taught me about myself? No, I mean, so much has been about like just the experience in general.
Mm.
So it, yes, putting myself in the shoes of someone like her that's gone through what she's gone through, I think can give like another level of courage, to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Tactics and barriers, bless you, aren't necessarily like aren't useful,
Yeah.
Um so that's something. But to be honest, it's been mainly like the experience of like being away in Toronto, the people that I've met and got to work with, and like though that's an experience I wouldn't have got otherwise. And so I feel super grateful for, and feel like I've grown so much. Like it was really tough, like filming in lockdown and being a family and build like thick skin to be able to be present on set and joyful when you're also quarantining and haven't seen your family in a long time.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that and like a solid like work ethic and discipline has been really useful for me to like grow as a person.
Yeah, it sounds like it's been a really rewarding experience, which is always lovely to hear. I mean, I talk about this a lot. I mean, obviously, as viewers, we can be fans of a series like The Umbrella Academy, be obsessed with it, but it's always really lovely to hear when the behind the scenes experience was just as rewarding. And I think that's always the cherry on top. Um, I would love to know from you. I think I love mostly how the series, and specifically the season, I think too, really explores how powerful people with superpowers face the same heartaches, the same heartbreaks as, us normal people do. Why do you think it's important to explore the more human side of superpowers, which we don't get to see on screen? We see a lot of superheroes floating around, but I think that human aspect to these characters is really beautiful to see.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think that we love watching characters that we can, relate to. And it really is about like what their dynamic is. And I think that's what makes the show so special, because every character is so unique and so true to themselves, you know, and they are flawed, but they love each other. So they're just trying to figure figure it out, just like how we all are trying. Um, and so the superpower stuff is like a cool like thing that's on top of it. But I genuinely think it's more about these people, these humans, you know.
100%. And I think that's what the big draw is to the series and why everyone loves it so much. Yes, the backdrop is always like the apocalypse, the end of the world, saving the world, but really at the heart of it, it's these people, these humans just trying to navigate their lives and take care of themselves while also taking care of the world and each other. And it's very relatable at its core. I think when we first meet Lila this season, she's processing a lot of trauma. I think losing her family. She hasn't been with Diego for a decade, which is obviously very different than his experience. But then there's a shift. I think once she teams up with Five, you talk a little bit about how that, how kind of teaming up with someone that, this unlikely pair sort of helps her to begin to let love in a little bit again and just start to heal in a way.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you think that actually what's healing for her is spending time with Five?
Well, I think that by getting a new perspective, and I think that when you she's very reluctant to kind of team up with him. They're not the biggest fans of each other at first, but I think that because they're isolated, it's a really lovely reflective moment for both of them. That's kind of sort of what I got out of it.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, I think you're right. And that's what's so funny. It's like, I think we can all pick up different things from the show, from our experiences as well. And even like the second time watching things, it can affect us in a different way, or we gravitate towards someone else's story because that's something that we're going through, but I definitely think that she's on this journey of healing. She's experienced this really awful thing where she's seen her mum get killed in front of her, or who she thinks is her mum. Her mum's actually killed her real birth parents, and I've just given so many spoilers away if you haven't seen season 2. But she's just lost, and she's putting one foot in front of the other and doesn't know why she's doing what she's doing, but you kind of get it.
Yeah, you do.
He's forced to like team up with Five to like figure this stuff out. And I think you're right that there's definitely some healing in there because she kind of connects with him.
Yeah, which I think allows her to sort of connect with herself in a way, which seems like she's been maybe avoiding for a minute because of the pain. And then I think that when she gets back from that trip and she sees Diego for the first time, for me, there's a shift and it's like a really joyful reunion. That moment when she was the stand of it all. And I think the chemistry between the two of them is just like kind of on fire right then, because I think you see the beauty in that healing. And I just loved it. I loved that moment. I think too, at the end of the day, let's just talk about the family component. I mean, I think this show is about chosen family, I should say, and the power of chosen family and the beautiful complications that go along with family, chosen family. But what do you think becoming part of the Umbrella Academy, which she does in season 3, and using her powers as an empath to help them, how does that help Lila to become sort of more empathetic? Does that make sense?
How does her power make her more empathetic? I mean, that's interesting. I mean, literally, she's copying their power, so it's going to do something. I actually think, I don't know, like, it's pretty selfish.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting because being an empath and being able to mimic other superpowers can be you. I mean, she can just do it like willy-nilly. Or I think that when it's being done for the right reasons, it just feels extra powerful. It feels extra impactful. And it's interesting to me because I think at the end of the day, stories in general should create empathy, right? And it's interesting that her power is as an empath. And so I was just sort of like making that connection.
Because like without anyone else, she wouldn't have a power.
Mm.
So she is reliant on connecting.
Mm-hmm.
And aren't we all?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, there's hesitations there. And of course, like I think you mentioned it in the beginning of this conversation where it's like, why wouldn't she be hesitant? Like she's experienced so much pain, so much loss in her life. But now she's faced with the ultimate thing of like connecting, which is so scary when you've lost so much.
Yeah, it can be so scary.
Yeah.
Putting yourself like out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you, really had a hard fall. Yeah. Oh, Lila.
But it's like, I know, but it's like, but when we see her make those connections, I think specifically in the season, it's incredibly joyful to watch.
Aww.
It's almost contagious. It's like, that's what I mean, I think that's what's so great about the series in general. Everyone goes through a lot of pain this season, I think.
I know.
It's a lot of, it's like a lot of these characters have been through the ringer. They've lost so much, so many of them. And it's like facing that big question of like, to be selfish or to be empathetic, to be selfless. And it's like, it's such, again, like you said, aren't we all? Like, I think we've all been faced, small or big, with that kind of question of like, I've been hurt. Why do don't I deserve to just like.
Yeah. And it's like the theme of like, aren't we better when we just all come together?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But how it's not always easy to that's not so easy to just like do that, right? Especially when, I mean, it's so interesting. I think that's why maybe the season is its best, because the layers, baby, the layers.
Oh, the layers, baby.
The layers. Oh man, I could talk about it all day. What do you hope for? Obviously, we don't know about we don't know anything about a season 4 yet, right?
We don't know yet.
Okay, but where do you hope to go with Lila? What would you like to explore? Because you've explored so much, but there's also, that's what's so beautiful about a character like Lila. I feel like the growth never ends. It's just, what's your hope for Lila? What's your, yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. And I think that's what's quite cool is pushing control and just being really excited to think what the writers would come up with. They're just genius. Like, I think that they have done such a great job so far at like really seeing what we would love to see in a character or what situation they might be put in. And, like, and giving that to us. So what do you think? Tell me, and then I'll say.
I don't know. That's a great question. I really like it. I think that I'm right there with you. I think, and like, how lovely that there's that respect and trust with the right, like, because that's like not always the case, right? I mean, I think there's probably a lot of cases where as an actor, you see something happen to your character and you're like, what the hell's going on? Why is she doing this? But to feel so safe while playing a character and to really play and explore, because you're excited to kind of not know what comes next, because there's that trust there.
Yeah, and I think what's really great as well is Steve Blackman, the showrunner, is really encouraging about us like improvising stuff and building and creating stuff. Even when the scripts come through, it's sort of like I'll be like sending him things being like, what about this or this? And sometimes
collaboration. Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, we can't do that. Like, it'd be really cool if she just like could do all this all the sparrows powers. And he's like, I just don't think that's gonna be, we're able to do that. I'm like, okay. I guess
like to feel comfortable to just bounce ideas off and collaborate, and it's very cool. But I I adore you. I adore the show so much. Like I said, I mean, it's like these are the roles that I've been dying to see on screen. I mean, it's complicated, complicated female characters. I mean, it's I feel so grateful that we have Lila because she truly is so deliciously complex.
That's so nice to hear. You know, I'm so grateful too. I think she's a character I would want to see on my screen, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get to play her.
Yeah. I can't wait to see all of the like, have there been like Lila Halloween costumes? I feel like we're gonna get some like Lila Halloween costumes this year.
I did get some incredible, I did see some incredible costumes last Halloween. It was mind blowing. I can't believe there are people that are like inspired enough to like this character to want to dress up like her. I'm like,
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool.
it's so cool.
So cool.
Nothing
Well, this is yeah. Well, this has been so lovely. Thank you so much for joining me today. But before I let you go, I love to end on this question. I know it's a little tricky, but I think at the end of the day, this platform is all about supporting and uplifting and celebrating each other as women in the industry. So is there someone either in front or behind the camera right now who's inspiring you, maybe just inspiring you a lot this week, who you want to put on everyone's radar who's watching?
Well, my best friend Mandeep Dillon is an incredible actress and she's working really hard, and I think she comes into my mind when you say that. So
Lovely. I see. That's why I love to ask this question because now I can discover Mandy's work, and
Mandeep.
I think that's the beautiful thing. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. You are, like I said, so lovely. Everyone, if you haven't already, The Umbrella Academy season 3 is out now on Netflix. Binge it. Binge all 3 seasons. It's so good. It's so good. We're hoping for season 4. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks, guys, for everyone that was listening. It's so nice to see everyone's comments. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of love coming your way. A lot of love. A lot of positivity, which is like always so lovely to see.
So lovely. Thank you, guys.
Much love.